All right. So if I seem a little preoccupied lately, I've talked about my uncle Mickey. He's a guy who used to work here, like my uncle. He's treated me so nice over the years, as opposed to everybody else. He treats like absolute garbage. He's the type of guy who says worse things. You think I say horrible, horrible, joking shit. He says the most gutter bucket foul shit, but that's just his personality. And underneath it all, he's got a really good heart. Although apparently he doesn't because he totally had a stroke. Nah, he did have a stroke, and he ended up in a nursing home. Hopefully that's temporary, but again, hilarity kind of ensues wherever he goes. So here's basically what happened. Here's him telling it. So I went to go visit him at the nursing home. First, I visited him at the hospital. He said, I got a text from him. It's like, here's the good news. The good news is I'm getting breakfast in bed. The bad news is it's in a fucking shitty hospital. Come over to this slap happy butcher shop immediately. So I run over there, and it brings back memory. I lost my parents. My mom spent a lot of time in hospitals. My dad did at the end. And hospitals themselves are traumatizing for anybody. I don't care who you are. But just going in there and seeing him frail and, he was drooping on one side. His eye was he was having some speech issues. And I don't know. I just felt how short life is and how we should all really love each other. And then, I got close to him. He's like, come here, Jay, I have to tell you something. Come here. So I got close to him. And he's like, did you see the tits on the nurse outside? Did you see how big they are? Holy fucking shit. How'd you like to get a mouthful of those motherfuckers, right? Am I right? Oh, this? Yeah, I don't know. Fucking, I got a pacemaker in me now. I was like, the shit the guy has gone through in the past year and a half, which I can say because you don't really know who he is. Uh, in about 2 years, maybe longer than that, he lost toes to diabetes. He's been in the hospital more times than I care to remember. He was doing really well. He was out for 2 years. He hasn't always taken the best care of his health. He smokes like 80 packs a day. I mean, this shit's gonna catch up with you eventually. But he's still got his spirit throughout it. So we were talking, and then he's like, "I think they're gonna put me in one of those nursing homes. I just hope it has a fucking window. I just hope they're gonna don't leave me to die. You better visit me like at least once a month. Just throw a chicken wing at my head or something like that." But going to see him, it was like The Exorcist. Like, so he calls me. He finally tells me he got transferred to this nursing facility. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go there. Nursing facilities, can we make any of them not seem like the seventh circle of hell? Can we just work on that a little bit? When you walk into, somebody just walks into a building and goes, to me, it's how they decorate. They walk in the building and go, how can we make this more depressing and depraved? Can we get a more of a pee smell going on in here? All right, I need some random old people just wandering around staring up at the wall and drooling. And I need somebody like talking in Martian or something. And I need really disinterested nurses. Also, yeah, I want them sassy. I want them not to help you. Let's just make this as depraved and as fucking depressing as it is. So I go into the nursing home, and it's okay. But the first thing I see, let me tell you, the first thing I see is an old woman in a wheelchair. No one is around. There's nobody around to help her, and she's like, "I don't know how to get up to 4. I don't know how to get up to 4." And I'm looking around, and she's stuck like in the elevator in a wheelchair, like in the middle of the elevator, and the elevator lights are blinking, and I guess that's supposed to be like, hey, look at the old person and laugh. Just don't do your job. Look at the old person and laugh. She's trapped in the elevator door. Don't do a fucking thing. So I had to flag the janitor down because I'm not touching, I don't know what the lawsuit or anything like that. I'm not touching some old person I don't know. I did that, I only do that when I see them alone in a park and I touch them inappropriately and run away and laugh. That's just how I was raised, right? So, I see her stuck in the door. I hail down a janitor, and he just basically shoves her ass. I could have done that. He like shoved the wheelchair in, pressed 4, and she rides up. So then I ride up because I'm on the same floor as her, and I'm like, have a nice day. And she said, have a nice day. So I get off, and I see Uncle Mickey, who's got his own room. For now, he's got his own room. There's room for 2 in each room. I pray to God he doesn't get a roommate because that roommate is going to hear horrible, obscene jokes, nonstop swearing, and him throwing food at the wall because he's angry that he can't eat, like chicken dipped in barbecue sauce and just the shit they give him to recover. I mean, he's not about recovering. No, I'm kidding. So I go in there, and it's like the X. He's got like the tube going up his nose and all that. He's sitting there, he's like, even the way he's breathing is kind of exorcisty. I'm like, if his head turns around and he starts saying, fuck me, I'm leaving. So finally I see him. He's like, where did you get here? I'm like, I just got here a little bit ago. I'm like, how are you? He goes, are you fucking kidding me? I'm in a fucking nursing home. How do you think I am? I'm lucky that one of these big black bitches doesn't come in here and beat me every 5 seconds. So I'm like, okay. So I try to, lighten up the conversation a little bit. And right away, this is how I can tell he is getting better. He goes, hey, we still have that one customer who is a virgin. He's like 50, he lives with mommy. Yeah, he still comes by to the shop every now and then. I always hated that fuck. I couldn't stand him. He's dumb as shit. He's a Polak, right? He's like, there's a reason they call Polacks fucking retarded. It's stupid. He's like, he's the dictionary definition of stupid. He's Polski to the Batsky. Matsky. I'm like, yes, yeah, he is. He's like, so I decided to entertain him a little bit. I'm like, well, actually, an interesting story happened. I'm like, he actually paid for he was a virgin, and he's always been really picky about who he's going to have sex with. I said he actually got himself a prostitute, and he got laid finally. And this is how I know my Uncle Mickey's getting better. He goes like this. He's like, oh, really? He's like, how much did he pay her? I'm like, I don't know, like 100 or something like that for around the world. I don't fucking know. He's like, was mommy out of town? He's like, let me tell you something right now. He's like, the prostitute was his mother. He fucked her. He's like, she saw that money. Polacks are cheap just like Jews are. She wanted to keep it in the fucking family. He's fucking his mother, I'm telling you. What 50-year-old man lives with mommy? I'm telling you right now, it's weird. The boy's got issues. Didn't even get that. He used to buy films all the time in that one series called What Fucking My Mommy or some shit like that. Something's wrong with the boy. He's not all there. So we start talking a little bit more, and he's asking me, he's like, can you smoke around here? I'm like, no, it's a nursing home. You can't smoke. He's like, listen, you little son of a bitch. He's like, I did a lot for you. He's like, when you needed help with your car because you're like a fucking girl, don't know how to jump your own car, I was out there. When you needed to, you broke for like 20 or 30 bucks, I'd buy you a meal. He's like, take my old decrepit ass outside to the edge of the fucking parking lot and let's go get cigarettes. We're in a fucking suburb. They're a lot less. You don't have to pay the shitty city tax. I'm like, you just had a fucking stroke. You're recovering from it. You can barely move. How am I going to get you out of here? He goes, that's your problem to figure out. Put my fat ass in the wheelchair and wheel me down there, you ungrateful son of a bitch. So I had to argue with him for about 20 minutes about taking him to get cigarettes. How am I going to take you to get cigarettes, Uncle Mickey? How am I going to fucking do that? Where am I going to... First of all, I'm not related to you. I've had to lie and say I'm his nephew. All right? He's like, listen, they won't tell you shit about me here. He's like, I could be dead. So when you call here, don't just say, hey, I'm Jay from the pawn shop. I'm his best friend. Lie, say you're my nephew. They'll give you all the information in the world. Hell, probably say you're Jay from the porn store anyway. They don't give a fuck. You could probably say I'm just a crazed, deranged serial killer. How's... Uncle Mickey, last name here, doing, and they'll probably tell you what time's the best to come in and stab me while they're all out there playing cards. So then he's asking me, we're arguing about, I'm like, I'm not taking you downstairs. I'm like, he's like, no one will know. Tell them I want a breath of fresh air. You'll wheel me to the end of the parking lot. I can transfer into your car. We'll leave the wheelchair at the parking lot. We'll go get some cigs. We'll be back before they know a fucking thing. They barely know how many old people are here. They're probably just, someone had to die on some floor here. There's about 100 old people here, right? He's like, so probably taking care of a death somewhere. He's like, come on. He's like, hell, let's smother one of the old people that deserve to go. Kill them. They'll be distracted. Let's go get cigarettes. We'll be back. They won't know a fucking thing. I'm like, Uncle Mikey, I'm not giving you cigarettes. He's like, you're an ungrateful bastard. You know that you always have been. You always will be, son of a fucking whore. So then he's like, he was arguing about the menu. He's like, look at this. Come here. Look at this right here. Tell me what this is. Tell me what this recycled cat vomit is. Tell me, what is this? What is this? And I'm like, it looks like some kind of rice dish. He goes, rice dish my ass. He's like, you need a good chink around here to cook that shit. And I guarantee the only good chinks around here are the nurses. Yeah, God, I love them. Listen, I almost got in trouble because I asked one if she'd give me a lovely long time bath. I'm starting to stink down here. I'm telling you right now, it's not pretty. Why are you looking at me like that? I need a shave. And she can shave down there too if she wants to. So every racist, misogynistic, but I feel weird saying that. He's not like that. He is like that, but it's not like he's going to come in and like make fun of anybody by their ethnicity. He makes fun of everybody just as horribly. White, black, brown hair, blonde hair, whatever. I feel the need to put that in there. So he's arguing with me about the cigarettes. He's arguing with me about the chips. And then he's like, so tell me what it's like in here. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I was just rushed in here. I didn't get to see a fucking thing. He's like, what's going on in here? He goes, the only thing I saw, he goes, there was a bunch of zombie old people staring at a huge big screen TV out there. Is there a big screen TV out there? I'm like, yeah. He looks around. There's nobody in the room, by the way. I don't know why he's looking around. He's like, you'd think sometimes late at night they show fuck films on it. Yes, I think late at night sometimes they bring the old people into the, come on, activity room time, put on a fuck film on a DVD player and watch them all masturbate together. I think it's that twisted. This nursing home is run by Satan. Yes, absolutely. He's like, I'm just saying, hey, it's a real big screen TV, right? From what I saw, those zombie old people fucking staring at it. Shit, it'd be a good idea. Hell, I'd fap one out. Why not? I got nothing else to fucking do. So then he tells me about dining. He's like, So he goes, before I got the food delivered up here, they decided to take me to the dining area. He goes, I think they hid the rest of the hospital. They didn't want me to see this fucking place because they probably have body parts and probably having sex with the people that just freshly died or something like that. By the way, if you see Vaseline in this room and I'm starting to go, don't let them, because that guy looks a little swishy out there, my nurse. I'm telling you right now, I don't trust him. So he's like, I said, so you got to see the dining room? He goes, dining room, my asshole. He's like, I'm never going to fucking eat down there again. Ask me what happened. Ask me what happened. I'll tell you what happened. I'm sitting there eating. He said, the first thing I see is a guy. He's eating linguine or something that, some ground up cat that they dipped in some kind of cum that they're going to say is linguine. It's twisted up. He's looking at me while he's eating. And then he's spitting the food right back onto the plate, shoving it back in his fucking fat mouth and putting it back on the plate again. Spitting it, putting it back in his mouth. Spitting it, putting it back in his mouth. Yeah, that makes me want to eat. Now I'm really hungry, you fucking crazy fuck. And then I got nasty, nutty grandma over here who just does this. She stared at me, and I was getting mad. I mean, I know something's wrong with her probably, but I'm trying to eat while this guy's vomiting up his own food, shoving it back in his fucking mouth. They should kill him. There's no hope for that fucker. Whatever's wrong with him is not coming back. And then I got crazy old grandma bitch just staring at me. And I know something must be wrong with her, but I started to get real mad and go, what the fuck are you looking at, bitch? And she just keeps doing this. You better fucking stop staring. I was getting ready to fling macaroni in her fucking mouth and see if it stuck. But then the fucking nurse comes over and I said, listen, I'm tired of seeing Grandma Death stare at me over here, and I'm tired of this guy vomiting his own food up. What is this, a Japanese sex show or some shit like that? Take me upstairs, son of a fucking whore. So he gets back upstairs, and that's when I had walked in and got to hear all about this lovely time. But we talked a little bit more, things are rough for him because he's in there and he's got a lot of shit going on. But I also just wanted to put this out there. That's why I've been a little distracted. I've not been putting so much content on JBTV2, and that's where this will be. I'm going to link it to JBTV2 on my community page. I've been visiting him. I've been thinking about him a lot, and best wishes. And I really think the power of evil really helps you get better. So I think there's that on our side. If he was all, I've been such a good person my entire life. I like to help blind people cross the street. I like to volunteer every 5 seconds. I'm guarantee you, anybody good I've ever known has like this. But if you're a raging fucking bastard, you'll live forever. So Uncle Mickey's got a chance here. So someone had mentioned him in a comment recently, so I thought I'd just give a brief update. And I'm sure the next visit will provide even more material. I'm not even sure this video was a great video, but it's kind of an update. I don't know. I'm tired. I can just hear him now, like, I'm tired. Oh, are you having a bad day at the porn star? I had a stroke. I have limbs missing now, you son of a bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, that hard job where you don't do shit and you make the crazy fag do everything. Come on. So, yeah, that's that, and I'll let you know what else goes on.